Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. Now let's take a look at what Bitcoin is doing. We are going to cover Bitcoin, indices, and just a bit of commodities tonight. And let's just take a look and start off with Bitcoin. As you guys can probably tell, we are still chopping within this range right here. Bitcoin has not broken out of it. However, today we did wick down and make a little bit of a lower low than the previous low here. Obviously not as low as the wick that we got here on June 30th right there. And again, you know, the important thing is that Bitcoin closed above this range here. So for the time being, it's still chopping around, and it could still break up towards the upside as the trend is still up for Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at market cipher and see what's going on here. On the daily time frame, we still got that green money flow. You're starting to see the VWAP starting to curl back up, so a low might be in place, and we could very well keep moving towards higher highs here. So let's take a look at the 4 hours, some shorter time frames. Let's take a look what we can see here. And again, we got a bit of a green dot at the moment on the 4-hour momentum waves on market cipher B. We do have red money flow right now, which is not the greatest. And taking a look at the 1 hour, we do have a good amount of red money flow as well. So if this doesn't start to move back up to maybe 30,000, you know, 500, 30,800, you know, we might start to retest some of these previous lows here as resistance, and we could easily start to roll over. Let me just get on some shorter time frames here, so I'll show you guys. So if we start to retest maybe some of these lows here, and maybe even start to test these highs as resistance, and we start to come back down, then that would be increasingly bearish for Bitcoin. And I could very easily see that happening if the traditional markets start to top out as well. But moving on, let's take a look at Wave Edge and see what's going on over here. We did get a couple of green crosses as well. The other day we got 2 green crosses there, so no signs of a big drop coming with a red cross. Taking a look at the daily, we did get a good amount of selling the last couple of days and the last couple of weeks actually, because we've been consolidating for a while. And taking a look at maybe the 6 hour, I believe the 6 hour we actually had some green crosses as well. But overall, you know, just looking at the price action for the time being, if you even go on some smaller time frames, you actually saw a good amount of accumulation happening. So if you want to chance along and you're risk averse, maybe I might even chance along myself that we could still move up to higher highs. And I just want to let you guys know that my levels to hit now are, they're not that far away. It's only about 35,000 that I'm looking for on the price of Bitcoin, illustrated right here on the Bitcoin CME futures. You guys can see that we do have a gap fill right here at 35,000, or you can mark it at 35,300, whatever you want. If you want to play it on the more conservative side, you can just look at this level right here. And again, we're very, very close to it. But just, for you guys to know, this is not an easy level to break above. We've been fighting this resistance for quite a while now, and this has proven to be major support. So major support is now flipping as major resistance. So it's not easy to get through. So if we do end up getting through it, it's very possible that we could, this might only last a couple of days or maybe even a weekend, and we start to come back down, and then the bears are still in charge. And then again, just looking at the traditional markets, everything does everything seems extremely extended to me. I think we're running into some pretty heavy resistance here. Even looking at the NASDAQ, we actually broke out. It made a higher high today. Again, nothing new there. NASDAQ just, floating up on low volume, tech stocks, AI bubble. It is the way it is. It's just going to keep going until it doesn't. And then when it pops, it is going to be fast and heavy, and it's going to move down very quickly. So just be careful, guys, if you're getting, if you're buying longs at these levels here. It's just extremely risky. I just play it on the defensive now. If you're gonna long, at least long some indices that have not ran so much, like you could try longing the Russell 2000 or maybe even the Dow Jones, as they have not broken out yet. And again, the Dow Jones could be getting ready for a breakout as well. But let's just be careful here, because the dollar is starting to implode. And if the dollar drops too much, then that could be a warning sign for investors, and then you might see panic sell in the market as well. But yeah, overall, let's just take a look at the SPY quickly. the S&P 500 on market cipher on the daily time frame. Again, no confirmed top yet. Again, maybe now we're starting to see the momentum waves curl again, potentially another red dot about to appear on market cipher B and market cipher A, but nothing has been confirmed yet, and nothing's promised in these crazy times. Okay, let's take a look at maybe the daily time frame on the Nasdaq. And very similar situation, lots of green money flow. The trend is very bullish, but I feel like we are in for a bit of a pullback, maybe 8 to 10% pullback, and then we can continue our trend up, because nothing goes up in a straight line, and if everything does go up in a straight line, it is going to come down just as fast in a straight line as well. As you guys probably tell, Microvision, you know, very pumpy stock, AI hype, pumped up like crazy, 300% parabolic move, right? You can go up like this if you want, but when you're gonna come down, it's gonna be very awful, and everything is gonna crash really hard. And again, I don't want the markets to crash, right? I want healthy pullbacks, and I think that, you know, the economy and the recession and the numbers are really gonna start to catch up to the market, and the market's going to realize that the Fed doesn't have everything under control, that they've been misled, and everything is going to be repriced very quickly. But when is that going to happen? It's going to take a long, probably maybe another year. I don't know how long it could take, but when it does, it's going to be terrible. Moving on here, let's take a look at the two-year yield. Actually down just slightly. Actually, it was actually flat on the day. It's just down slightly today. If yields move lower, then maybe the market is going to get even more bullish, and maybe we might even see some higher highs in some, you know, crazier stocks. I think Apple's trading currently at 193 here, getting back to its all-time high at 194. So again, maybe we'll see double top scenario, but for the time being, everything is moving in the direction towards the upside. Same thing for Meta, moving higher. Tesla actually has earnings coming out this week, and I actually saw someone draw a trend line here. I don't know why they on Twitter they drew it like this, right? That it's still not broken. To me, it looks like it's broken out here, but it can fail, and if it doesn't confirm, then it could very well move lower from these levels. And again, you got a bit of a bearish divergence here. It's very overbought. It's long in the tooth, but again, things that are in the stratosphere and option X usually come down. We'll have to see how Tesla earnings are going to play out. All right, let's take a look at something I wanted to talk about probably at the beginning of the video, is the Bitcoin hash ribbon indicator. And actually, we could see some warning signs at the moment, although they are not confirmed yet. You know, we haven't seen any significant move so far, but there is a capitulation signal happening on the Bitcoin hash ribbons. And again, we could get a bit of a dip here, or we could very well rise up and then get a dip after that. So I'm thinking that we could start to pump up here, and then we'll get a capitulation effect then. But overall, for the time being, you know, things remain very bullish in the traditional markets. So just be careful, play it on the defensive. No need to go all in on longs at the moment, as everything is in the stratosphere. Just play it safe, and probably, you know, start to accumulate things that are already beaten down. Like, in my opinion, nat gas is a very good opportunity here. We are near like 40-year lows on nat gas, and it is still here, and it is getting ready to turn the corner. And I know a lot of people don't care, and they just want to hear about the shit coins and the meme coins and what's going to get them rich in, you know, one day, which is stupid, because those kinds of people, they'll never make money ever in their entire life. They'll just keep losing, or they'll give up on trading or investing as a whole, because they're just gamblers and they're greedy, and I really hate people like that. But regardless, nat gas is a great opportunity at the moment. I can almost guarantee you within like the next couple of years, nat gas is probably going to be sitting at new all-time highs. Anyways, moving on here, let's just finish it off with oil. And again, oil looking quite bearish in my opinion, although it could rise higher. So it's not out of the question that we could break this 200-day moving average and start to move higher, which would be very bearish for the economy. because inflation would start to pick back up very quickly. And I don't know if you guys live in the real economy or not, the real world, but you know, gasoline prices and food, it's not cheap. It's still moving, you know, up in my opinion. Everything is very expensive. Nothing has gone down. We have not experienced any deflation at all. And if anything, we've experienced more inflation. Anyways, thanks for listening, you guys. See you all tomorrow. Peace.